Hey, Facebook family, Derek Rydall here, founder of the Law of Emergence and author of the best-selling books Emergence and the Abundance Project. And I'm just wanting to come to you live, and I'm going to be doing this much more often lately, or in the coming days. But I want to talk to you about a subject that has become so important to me. We live in a world now where so much of what began as an authentic purpose in the world, whether it's health or wealth creation or healing or relationships, or whatever the issue is, has become commoditized. It's become just a product. Like the healing industry has become the industrialized pharmaceutical complex. The thought leadership or self-help industry has become a commodity where people who are really trying to do real work have been convinced to create these shiny cars with no engine in them, or these beautifully wrapped gifts with no presence in them. And it's created a stigma to the self-help and expert industry. And it's created a world where, frankly, people don't trust. And it's also created an environment where people are hungering for somebody to have the courage to start speaking the truth. Regardless of your political persuasion, that's why people liked Donald Trump, whether he's ever telling the truth or not. It's because he had the perception of somebody that wasn't going to go along with the status quo. Or why somebody like Joe Rogan or Jordan Peterson or Marianne Williamson are becoming so popular and literally selling out stadiums, because they're actually speaking about real issues, about the real causes in our society, about these real issues, and they're speaking vulnerably and authentically and honestly, even if it's not status quo or it's not popular. They're not merely trying to be liked. They are making a commitment and a stand to live their truth. And right now, the world is hungering for people that have the courage to live their truth, and hungering for people that have the clarity for what their truth is. And it's been my whole mission to discover how to help people live their purpose and live it in a sustainable and powerful way in the world. And I'm doing a live event coming up in September 27th to the 29th called Live Your Life's Work Live in Long Beach, California, where we're going to do a deep 3-day immersive dive into discovering your life's work that is hidden in your life story, to uncovering your unique soul signature offering in the world, and how to build that platform in the world so you can launch your work, make a living, so that you can live it sustainably and keep making your impact. Because if you're not living your truth and you're not tapped into why you're here and what life has designed you to be and to bring to the world, real evolution and growth cannot happen in you. And if it doesn't happen in you and me and us, it cannot happen on the planet. And my mission is to help develop the next generation of thought leaders, transformational leaders, change makers, and influencers to really live their life's work, to really have the courage to speak their truth and live their truth, no matter the cost. And if you feel the resonance, that you're tired of just listening to all the experts telling you what you should do, and you want to actually discover what you were designed to do and what your whole life's journey has literally been developing in you. Because it's true, your life's work is encoded in your life story. And during this 3-day deep dive, which, by the way, I'm going to give you a ticket to if you just click on the link there, a $1,000 program I'm going to give you a link to, because it's my mission to help develop people that are seriously committed to living their life's work and making their difference, so that we can create a world that works for the highest good of all. So if you want to be part of that emerging community of thought leaders and change makers and influencers, and be supported and loved and guided and held accountable lovingly, so you actually get on track and stay on track and get things done and follow through on the things that matter most to you, so that you're not just focused on getting more of the matter in the world, but actually doing what matters most in the world. And not just using all these success principles and spiritual principles to try to attract and achieve and manifest more stuff, but using the challenges and the opportunities that life has put in your path to actually awaken to and activate more of your truth, more of your power. The obstacle, what's in the way, is the way. And when you understand how to read your life story, literally get that spiritual literacy, you'll discover life has never been against you, but it's always been conspiring for your good. You'll heal your life story, and you'll mine the gold that's been in your life, the pearls. A pearl is created when a grain of sand gets into an oyster and it irritates the hell out of it, and as a result, it forms a pearl around it. And some of the greatest, most expensive wine in the world is actually created because the roots have to struggle through layers of rock and sediment and roots. And it creates this full, rich body, really a story of struggle and triumph, overcoming obstacles. And that's why the wine has such a powerful start, middle, finish, and why it's so expensive. The most successful people in history that have really made a difference are not people that have learned the get-rich-quick strategies or the latest marketing strategy. They're people that were committed to a deep vision in their heart and their soul, and were willing to use their challenges to make them strong enough. Their character was forged in the fires of transformation. And as a result, they were able to activate latent talents, gifts, abilities, and actually bring to the world something new, something evolutionary, and yes, even revolutionary. And evolution cannot and will not happen in your life or on the planet or in any area that you're interested in if you aren't able to tap into that emerging vision or potential or purpose and know how to live it in the world for real. Not theoretically, but practically, how to design a way of life, how to develop the consciousness, the character, and the commitment that it takes to hold the capacity of the life and the energy and the power and the wisdom that wants to move through you. I'm telling you what I know for sure, and it's my mission to support you if you're resonating with this and actually finally uncovering that reason you're here, knowing how to communicate it, how to give it to the world, how to build a way of life and a life's work that makes a difference, that makes a real impact in a lasting and sustainable way, so you can actually live the legendary life you were made for. You can put life on display and become one of the wonders of the world. The Grand Canyon won't have anything compared to when you are really shining your light and living your life's work and ultimately leaving a lasting legacy. That's what we're here for. And if you want to be part of that community and you want to be part of my team of thought leaders and change makers that are really making the difference, and you want to learn the no BS truth of what it really takes, not the 7 steps to 7 figures nonsense, but what it really takes to actualize your potential and purpose and launch it into the world so you can make a living doing what you love, so you can sustain making the difference you were here for. I'm going to peel back the curtain. I'm going to share what most of my colleagues don't tell you. I'm going to share the dirty secrets of the transformational industry and the reason why most people fail to get results. I'm going to share what I've learned from studying the greatest innovators and leaders and healers and evolutionary leaders throughout history. That is not hype. It is not a scheme or a scam or a get-rich-quick kind of thing. It's universal principles of how we were really designed to grow and to thrive and to bring out the unique fruits and the unique gifts that we were designed for. And when you study these individuals, the Martin Luther King Jr.'s, the Steve Jobs, the Elon Musk, the Oprah Winfrey's, the Abraham Lincolns, the Jesus, Gandhi, Joan of Arc, whatever your arena is, you'll see that there are actually, across the board, universal principles. They are evergreen principles. They are the perennial truth teachings that they have either stumbled upon or actually had been students of, that allowed them to create real change in the world in a lasting and an authentic way. So that's what the world is hungering for right now. We've become an industrialized, commoditized world, and most industries and areas have become the same. And people are hungering for bread, and the world is giving them stones. They're hungering for real insight, real guidance. And you don't want to ask the world anymore what the world wants. You don't want to look at the experts and say what they tell you you should do. You want to discover what makes you come alive. Because what the world wants and desperately needs are people who have come alive. People who are tapped into their life, their light, their true seed of potential planted in the soil of their soul. And I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm going to show you how to grow that. And I'm going to show you how to live that life and live your life's work at my live event. I'm going to give you a ticket to it, and even you can bring a guest. Just go click on the link there or go to liveyourlifeswork.com /LYLWLIVE. Share it with a friend and anybody you think actually is, bumbling around or stumbling around trying to do what this expert or that expert or this expert says, or just not even believing there's any way they can really truly live their purpose or their mission, or maybe they know what it is, but they don't know how to do it. And if you think they can benefit from that, please share it. And thank you, Veronica and Rose and people that are sharing. I really appreciate it. And I'm just sort of starting out with this Facebook Live thing. It's not something I usually do. And I'll be doing this more often. And if I'm not doing it right, I'll do it better. And I want to also share something with you that I want to share today, and also that I'll be sharing more at the live event, which is it's really important to know that living your purpose and fulfilling your mission and living your life's work is not an easy path. It's not an easy path. It's actually, it takes real courage. As I like to say, you need to begin to replace your wishbone with a backbone, okay? And that a real spiritual warrior and a warrior of transformation and a real leader understands that commitment doesn't mean it's going to be easy. In fact, when the burden is too heavy, you don't pray to make it lighter, you pray to get stronger. When the goal is too far out of reach, you don't pray to bring it closer or wait for it to get closer. You pray and you work on extending your reach further. That's actually what activates your potential. That's actually what develops your character. And character is what determines destiny, not conditions. It doesn't matter what you've been through or what you're facing. When you develop your character, you truly transform your conditions to support you. Because character is built out of your habits. And your habits are built by what you commit to with consistency. And what you commit to is based on your core values and vision. So you have to know what that vision is. You have to know how to turn that into practices that build the habits, that build the software or the character that allows you to begin to be the leader of your life rather than the victim of it. So that when people ask you, how's your day going? You say, I don't know about how my day's going, but I know how I'm going about my day. When they say, how's life treating you? You go, I don't really know how life's treating me, but I know how I'm treating my life, because the locus of power is in me. I'm the author of my life. I don't just describe what I see. I will see what I have described, what I have determined, what I have developed and discovered within me, and have the courage, the clarity, and the commitment to bring out of me. And when you begin to learn that, you realize that what's missing in your life is what you're not giving, what you're not circulating, that everything you need is within you. And this is the great teachings of all the great masters throughout history, that it's all within us, that imprisoned splendor. And when we learn how to discover what it is, and we turn on that inner power plant and start generating that in a conscious, strategic, and in a way that's in integrity with who we are, we start to generate the insights, the activity, the resources, the people, everything from within us. Again, this is not theory. This is the law of emergence that I talk about and have been teaching for over a decade, that has transformed the lives of tens of thousands of people around the world. It's not even my teaching. I gave it a unique modern framework, but it's what Jesus taught and Buddha taught and the Hindus taught. And if you look deeply, it's really at the root of all of the disciplines across the board. We live in an emergent universe. Life doesn't happen to us, it happens through us. I'm going to show you how to master that path of emergence, how to tap into that seed of potential in you, how to turn it into your unique purpose and actualize your potential so you can live the reason you're here. And when you are in alignment with the reason you're here, you get access to the source of everything that you need to thrive. To the extent that you're not tapping into that potential and bringing it out of you, you stagnate, okay? If a branch doesn't bloom, it gets pruned. As the Gospel of Thomas said, if you bring forth what is within you, what you bring forth will save you. If you do not bring forth what is within you, what you do not bring forth will destroy you. Or as Brene Brown says, unexpressed creative potential is not benign. It metastasizes. It wreaks havoc on your system because life yearns to be released and expressed as you. You are a seed of possibility. And the only reason for existence, all of life, all of love, is conspiring to fulfill the potential in every seed of creation. That's the will of life, the will of God, the meaning of life. It's simply, and it's so self-evident, life's purpose is to fulfill itself. And it does that by fulfilling ideas about itself, seed patterns about itself. You're one of those. And if you're living your life committed to fulfilling that, all of life can rush to and through and as you and do its magic and do the heavy lifting. And life will finally say, thank you for letting me do my job. Thank you for getting out of the way, as Emerson said, removing your bloated sense of nothingness out of the way of the divine circuits so I could get through and absolutely fulfill myself as you. That's what life is yearning for. And when you say yes, life says, thank you. You are my beloved, in whom I am well pleased, and all that I have now is yours. Now, you might recognize that from the Bible or the other Bibles of the world. This is not religious. This is principle. Whether you're a Christian, a Hindu, a Jew, or an atheist, it doesn't matter. It's principle. And when you understand principles and you know how to align with them, they must operate in your life. And I'll say one final thing about this, and then if there's any questions, you guys can ask. But if you've been sinking all your life, but somebody finally teaches you the principle of buoyancy and how to align your body with it, the principle of buoyancy in the water can't say, I'm sorry, you've been sinking for a long time. It's going to take a long time to float. No, the minute you understand it and align with it, you float instantly. The time it takes is just understanding the principle and coming into integrity with it. The minute you understand the principle to living a successful, thriving life, to living your purpose in a sustainable way, the minute you really understand the principles and the sequence of them and how to align with them, your life changes. Gifts emerge, insights, breakthroughs, healings happen. There's no time for that. There's no time. It doesn't take time. The time is what it takes to understand the principle and to learn how to live in integrity with it. That's it. But you got to understand the principle, right? And you got to know how to live in integrity with it, right? And it doesn't matter if you're Jesus or Mother Teresa. If you don't understand the laws of aerodynamics and you try to fly a plane, it's either not going to get off the ground or it's going to crash. But even if you're the worst person in the world, if you do understand those principles, your plane's going to fly. And this is an important thing because a lot of you think, oh, I need to be this way or that way or be a good person, or why do bad things happen to good people and good things to bad people? It's not, we don't live in a universe that's personal. We live in a universe that's about principle. And so it doesn't matter where you've come from. It doesn't matter if you've been sinking all your life or if you're a seed that comes from a long line of seeds that never amounted to much. What matters is that you understand the principles, the universal proven principles, and how to practice them in a way that brings your life into integrity with them. Just like a seed, if you understand what is the pattern of that seed and you know how to cultivate the congruent conditions in the soil that are in alignment with that pattern, that seed will grow. It doesn't matter if you have low self-esteem. Doesn't matter, again, if the person's planting it comes from a long line of people that didn't achieve anything, born on the wrong side of the tracks. No. If you understand the pattern and you create the congruent conditions, it must emerge. That's what I'm going to show you how to do at the Live Your Life's Work live event. It's the first time I'm sharing all of this in public, the step-by-step process for living your life's work and launching it into the world. And I'm giving you guys a free bonus ticket because you're actually paying attention right now. You're listening, but you got to go to the link there, liveyourlifeswork.com/LYLWLIVE while it's still available and before the seats fill up. Because I'm on a mission to help create the next generation of real change makers. And if you're willing to support me in my mission and actually become yourself and live your life's work, then I want to support you. In fact, that's my whole reason for being here. So if you have any questions, you can share them here. And if not, I'll be back, like I said, probably on a daily basis. Share this with your friends, invite them to listen in. Just share the video after it's done. And whether or not they come, hopefully this is inspiring, motivating, and transforming. And I really, truly appreciate you. And until next time, remember to live authentically, to love unconditionally, and to follow your destiny. Take care, everybody.